Alrighty, welcome back to my channel here. As you can see here, we are on the menu of Train Sim World 5. It's my first time playing this here on the game. The two videos of Train Sim World that I previously posted were on Train Sim World 4. But I previously acquired this copy and I thought I would go on here today and show you guys some of the training modules you could do on all different locomotives you could drive here in the game, which is pretty neat. They do have some pretty cool locomotives. They have some British railways. They have some German locomotives here. We have some American locomotives that you see out here. Got this one that I see often in my area here in the West Coast, which is pretty neat. But today I did want to see this one here, the Metrolink MP36PH-3C Metrolink locomotive, and this is the one of the ones that I see drive by often here in my area. I do live near a railway station, and I see it pretty often when I'm walking right down the street to my local grocery store. So I thought I would come on here today and show you guys how we operate this locomotive, learn the basics of it. Starting off with the San Bernardino route introduction, and then we'll move on to the introduction of the locomotive itself. So let's go ahead and get started. And if you guys would like to see future videos on Train Sim World, please be sure to like or let me know in the comments down below. And your wish is my command. So if you guys want to see different videos on different locomotives that you guys know about, if there is anyone that's Train Sim World, just let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to showcase those locomotives here on the channel for y'all. So as for those of you that are returning from my channel, or if there's any new watchers, I am also into model railroading, so I do have a little playlist on my channel about my model railroad trains that I'm uploading from time to time. And I thought I would just go along here and kind of make something similar to that content, which is playing Train Sim World. Since I can't go out into the railroad and hop in a locomotive in real life, so I thought I would purchase the game and see what kind of locomotives I could purchase to showcase for y'all to watch. As soon as this loading screen starts, we will get started. But yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of this game. It's pretty neat. I do like the graphics, the detail, and the sounds of the locomotives, which is pretty realistic in my opinion. I've never ridden on a Metrolink locomotive, but I have been on a Amtrak from Phoenix to Arizona, from Phoenix to California one day.
Welcome to San Bernardino Station, located in Southern California.
Nice.
First opened in 1918, the current San Bernardino Depot serves as both a passenger terminus and an entryway to the nearby freight yards and maintenance facilities. Passenger services at this station are operated by both Metrolink and Amtrak trains.
Man, I do like the graphics in this game.
First, there's a missing route map over there. Fix that while you're here.
Alright, yes ma'am. Let's move on over here. Here goes this locomotive taking off. Just keep on walking down to the markers. Here's the road map we fixed. You can see here, Metrolink Regional Rail System.
Don't forget to apply the route maps.
I'm assuming one day in the future they're going to be adding the Los Angeles. We already have the Los Angeles route. Now we have the San Bernardino to LA route. So I'm sure one day we're going to be adding Ventura route, Riverside, and hopefully Orange County. That'll be so neat. Alright, let's hop on. How we find
Sit down in any available seat in the indicated car.
Just go right here. But yeah, for the most part, I like the detail in this game. The interiors of the cabs seems pretty neat. Most of it's pretty legible. It's a pretty awesome game. I have started playing Train Sim World games since Train Sim World 2. I became a huge fan of that in almost immediately since I am
The
a fan of
original
modern
station
railroading.
building was constructed in
I then bought
1886 by
Train
the
World 3.
Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway to replace a converted boxcar that had been used as a temporary station. However, in November 1916, the building was almost completely destroyed after a fire enveloped the station, but
My
plans
God.
were soon put in place to rebuild.
But yeah, then after Train World 3, I bought Train
Opened in
World
July
4,
1918, the
and
new
now Train World
station
5.
cost an estimated $800,000 to build,
Jesus.
approximately $16 million adjusted for inflation. At the time, it was the largest railway station west of the Mississippi River and was constructed in the Mission Revival style with Moorish and Spanish colonial revival features. The station saw heavy use during the 20th century. However, there was a gradual decline in usage around this period due to the increase in road vehicles and air travel. In 1992, the San Bernardino Associated Governments purchased the depot and started an extensive restoration plan, which began in 2002. In 2008, both the depot and station were reopened, with services being provided by both Metrolink and Amtrak.
I like how they include all the history about the
Between
railway
March and
systems
April
and the
2017, further
companies taking
developments
over
were
and stuff.
carried out, with new elevators, platforms, tracks, and overpass being constructed as part of the downtown San Bernardino passenger rail project. This train is powered by a Metrolink MP36PH-3C locomotive. First introduced in 2003 to operate passenger services in the San Francisco Bay Area, however, was soon adopted by other railroad operators.
I'm assuming that locomotive she mentioned is the one on the rear. This
Take
one
on
here
the
is the
challenge of
Hyundai
operating
Rotom cab.
demanding passenger services in the heart of
But
Southern
neat.
California. Head to the tracks in a bustling urban environment whilst managing a busy schedule. This is Train Sim World, San Bernardino line, Los Angeles to San Bernardino.
Nice.
Take on the challenge of
Alright, it just cut off there. Next, we go on to the module of learning how to operate the MP36PH-3C locomotive. So here we are loaded into the introduction of that locomotive. Again, I hope y'all are enjoying. It may have been a while since y'all heard my voice playing in the background of a video game, but I decided I'd just begin doing that after a long while. Here we are, we're loading in. MP36H-3C locomotive.
In this training module, you will be learning how to drive a Metrolink
There she is, what a beauty.
MP36PH-3C locomotive.
I actually see this one drive by so much
During
in my
this
area.
brief introduction, you will be taken through the critical driving controls and performing passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard.
I'm ready, ma'am. I
During
am
this
ready.
brief introduction, you will be taken through the critical driving controls and performing
Hear
passenger
the engine
operations.
sounds.
When you are ready, climb aboard.
Here we are.
Take a seat in the engineer's position so that you can prepare the train for service.
Alright, taking a seat.
For this introduction, you will be completing a full loop of the circuit and performing passenger operations when you reach the next stop. Prepare the train for departure. Prepare the train.
Get up here so I can see this button more, so I couldn't reach it from that angle. And there it is. Window
This
defrost,
locomotive
reading
has a
light, I don't need
removable
that.
reverser,
Gauge
which will
lights,
need to be
turn them
inserted before
on.
setting a direction of travel.
Still not marking lights, I'm just training. Now we insert the reversal handle, excuse me. Set it to forward. Now we turn on
Set
the
the
headlights.
headlights, as this will let others around you know that this train is operational.
Nice.
To begin loading passengers, you will need to open the passenger doors. To begin loading passengers, you will need to
There
open
you go,
the
lady.
passenger
Doors are opening. take a look at the rear of the locomotive, shall we? Yeah, this game has some pretty nice graphics. Again, I mentioned I do live here in the West Coast, and I see this scheme and locomotives drive by so often since I live right next to a rail station. So this is why I wanted to showcase this locomotive here today on my channel.
It is time to depart. Close the
Let's
passenger
close the
doors. It is time to depart. Close the passenger doors.
Alrighty, nice sounds.
This locomotive has 3 types of braking systems: automatic brakes, dynamic brakes, and independent brakes. Automatic brakes control the braking force applied across the entire formation. Dynamic brakes use the locomotive's electric traction motors to generate resistance and are often used to maintain speeds while going downhill. Independent brakes apply the mechanical disc brakes on only the locomotive and may be used to assist with hill starts. As you have passenger cars coupled, you should use the automatic brake to manage the train's speed.
Alright.
This locomotive has 3 types of braking systems: automatic brakes, dynamic brakes, and independent brakes. Automatic brakes. To confirm that this locomotive has control.
Alright.
This locomotive features a combined throttle and dynamic brake controller. To get the train moving, move the handle into the power range.
Excuse me. Yes, ma'am. Let's move it forward. That's brake. Moving it the wrong way. Alright, let's, there we go. Brakes are off. Locomotive's engine is powering up. You see the amps there on the left and the bottom right of the speedometer. And she's moving. One thing I do love in this game is the sounds. I heard they supposedly record real life train sounds to add them onto the game. Like that we get the full experience of what the locomotives sound like, which is pretty neat. Alrighty, here we are on the cockpit view. Pretty nice details in the cockpit, which is amazing. You could turn on the cab lights. You could turn on the center cab light if I exit my seat. There should be a switch on the side. There's a switch. I could just, there you go. But of course it's not nighttime, so how about we just leave them off to conserve energy. You could interact with most of the buttons on the fuse boxes. You could turn on the engine room lights. Electrical cabinet lights get turned on. Ground lights could get turned on. All this other stuff that I am not exactly sure what they do. I wish they did. Platform lights are able to get turned on. I think number lights. Yeah, this is a beautiful game for the most part. Here we are back in the seat. Have to reach about 64 kilometers an hour, which there it is.
On level grades, you can coast to maintain your speed, reducing energy consumption and stress on the motors. When coasting, always remain. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force by moving the automatic brake into the braking range. First built in 2003 and entering service the same year, the MP36PH-3C was the second locomotive produced as part of the MPX press line of diesel-electric locomotives.
Trying to give it max speed before we do the next objective to see how fast we can get this baby to go.
San Francisco Bay Area,
We're at 79 kilometers an hour now.
with a total
82
of
miles
100
kilometer.
being constructed for 9 different railroad operators.
Kilometers an hour.
Similar to the first MP Express
Speeding up.
locomotive, The MP36PH-3C has the same EMD 645F3B prime mover, but features a separate head-end power generator, a Caterpillar C27 internal combustion engine.
Love the horn on this.
The MP36PH-3C has a top speed of 102 miles per hour, 164 kilometers an hour,
Nice.
and a
I'm at
power output
107.
of 3,600 horsepower, 2,700 kilowatts. The MP36PH-3C has a top speed of 102 miles per hour, 164 kilometers an hour, and a power output of 3,600 horsepower, 2,700 kilowatts.
Yeah, this thing is booking. We are at 79. Is it? Is that 80 miles an hour? Yeah, that's 80 miles an hour. We're at 130 kilometers an hour. His top speed was 164. Let's see if we could reach 164 before the next marker over there. Booking. This thing is booking. That's one thing I've always loved about Train Sim World, ever since I started playing Train Sim World 2. And I have the original on PC, but this one, by far, the graphics are pretty good. So obviously the PC one is old and it's playing on max settings. Excuse me. But I have always liked trains since I was a kid, so playing these games just kind of, you know, brings that comfort that I'm almost driving this in real life, but from the comfort of my own home. And the detail, the sounds. That's exactly what it sounds like when I hear it here driving by home. Just freaking amazing. Let me turn this cursor on like that I can see what the button is. Alright, so I've reached the marker. I'm not at 164 yet, which is top speed, but 163. There's 164. Just what I wanted. Which now I can start lowering the throttle. Bring it to idle, since we'll be coming to a stop soon. I think this training module is almost over. Yes, it's almost over. Not too bad, not too bad. So yes, again, if you guys like this content and would like to see more future content on Train Sim World, please be sure to like and leave a comment down below on what locomotives you guys would like to see. If you guys are familiar with those available on Train Sim World 5, I will be doing the training modules on every single locomotive that I have available. Hope you guys enjoyed.
You're now approaching the station, so prepare to slow down the train. Use the automatic brake to apply some braking force to bring the train.
Braking is being applied. And I'm going to miss a stop, unless I set emergency brakes probably. Emergency brake set, but yes, I'm missing the stop. It's going way too fast. I'm gonna have to stop at some point in reverse. And we're coming to a stop. Alright. So now that I've engaged the emergency brake, I believe to get out of this I have to set this all the way to Release. Let the brake pipes recharge. I set the reverser to neutral. Bike pipes are recharging. Once the brake charge reaches the 0 there, that red one on the speedometer, and it's now 0, I'm able to set the reverser to reverse. And that's at release. That's good. Now I'm able to get us some power. And she's moving. I'm not sure where the bell is located in this locomotive actually, but let's see if we're able to find the bell. Here. Yeah, bell somewhere, huh? Unless it's just a sound. A horn with the bell sound. But usually you could find the bell. Yeah, that may be the bell they're making the sound. This is the locomotive. MP36-3C. Metrolink scheme. West Coast Metrolink scheme. Alright, we're coming into the stop here. I'll make sure I don't pass this again. And here at the rear we have the Hyundai Rotom cab. Coming in for a nice smooth stop. Start setting the initial reduction brakes there. And let's set brakes at 70%. We should be stopping nice and smooth. Alright, this here was the training module for the Metrolink MP36-3C.
Now that the train has stopped, you can open the passenger doors.
Yes, ma'am.
Now that the train has stopped.
Yes, MP36PH-3C introduction training module is what I was showcasing here. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train. Good work.
Alrighty, that is the ending of the training module. Thanks again for watching.